Hey guys, Wyatt here. Welcome to episode 1 of the Game Build series, The Maiden Voyage. In this series, I'm going to be documenting my return to the game after a very long absence, which I will detail in episode 2. But I believe that the best way that I can begin to help you with your game is to show you everything that I go through and everything I work on in an effort to rebuild my game after this absence. So, here in episode 1, I just want to kind of give a brief explanation of what I mean by game building, and we'll go from there. So, in a word, what I mean by game building is fundamentals. I mean learning, understanding, applying fundamental concepts that you then take out on the golf course to play good golf. It's digging down to the bedrock of what actually works. Okay. Now, there is many ways to play the game as there are players, and you can see this across the history of the game. Even the greatest players on tour or throughout history have used wildly different golf swings and approaches to the game and all that. But within that variety, there's a set of fundamental concepts that are required to play good golf. And any player who's playing good golf is using these principles, whether they know it or not, whether they understand what they're doing or not, they are doing it. And it's because it's what works. There's a Bobby Jones quote where he says that he really didn't become a complete player until he was able to diagnose and correct the faults in his game on his own. And that's a profoundly important statement. There's another one by Ben Hogan where he says that he discovered that even though the golf swing is a very complex motion, all he had to do was understand and apply a few fundamental movements to play good golf. So both of them are describing the use of fundamentals to build their games because it's what works. So, most players aren't doing this. You know, most players, unfortunately, I think, are like the proverbial cork bobbing in an endless sea of tips. And that's not much fun because it's not productive, you know. You end up chasing the game doing that instead of building your game. And at some point, I think if you love the game and you want to play well, it's worthwhile to settle down and say, okay, what do I need to know? What do I need to do to really understand this and do it well? And that is enjoyable. That is fun. And that's what I want to share with you here. And in this series, I'm going to begin to introduce fundamental concepts, um, and also show you the process that I go through in trying to employ them in my game. Now, I haven't played golf in a very long time, as in years. Okay, so for me, this is a cold start. My golf game does not exist, and I'm not really sure how this is going to go, but I believe in these fundamentals, and I believe in my ability to apply them, and more importantly, I believe in your ability to apply them, which is why I want to share all this with you. So let's give it a whirl and see what happens. In episode 2, I'm going to give you a little more of my backstory so you understand, kind of a little more about who I am and where I'm coming from with all this. And I hope to see you there. Thanks for watching.